a Trump fan that helped start a chain of Trump-themed burger restaurants is now on track to meet some hungry leopards, and they have a taste for faces. Mm. Now, the co-owner of Trump Burger in Texas, Roland Biani, who reportedly grew up in Lebanon, is a Lebanese immigrant, moved to the United States in 2019. Well, this man has been embroiled in some lawsuits and may end up losing his green card, according to documents recently obtained by the Fayette County Record. Biani alleges in a lawsuit that he owns 50% of the business called Trump Burger, LLC. He filed the suit in Fayette County in April 16th against Ayad Ebwel Hawa, also known as Eddie Hawa, who started the original Trump Burger in Belleville. So you got two people that are fighting over a Trump burger joint. But what about the actual Trump organization? Because obviously this has nothing to do with the Trump organization. Don't worry, I'll get to that point. Okay, now, in the Fayette County lawsuit, Biani claims that he had paid Hawa $65,000 for a 50% stake in the business. Biani's partners, Bart and Dana Blakelock, filed an affidavit supporting Biani's claim. They said that Hawa agreed to the purchase on or about January 22nd, 2025, and that the money was received by Hawa in March. He has since filed a counterclaim alleging that there was no written contract. Hawa is seeking $1 million in damages, and the case is currently pending in court. So I don't know who is in the right here. I actually kind of don't care. Okay, because it's funny. And he doesn't own, neither of them own Trump, the name Trump. So, all right, but anyway, there's more legal issues, okay? On June 24th, BNA filed another lawsuit in Harris County against 409 Bradford LLC, Altex Personnel LLC, and Archie Patterson. Patterson owns those companies and the property at 409 Bradford Avenue near the Kemah Boardwalk, which was the home of Trump Burger Kemah. So there's about four different Trump Burger restaurants that are in a chain that is supposedly co-owned by these two people who are now fighting over it. Great. Awesome. According to the lawsuit, Biani signed a lease agreement with Patterson on January 28th of this year to establish a Trump Burger location in that area. Now, the lawsuit describes a disagreement over a liquor license for the property and an unsigned addendum that Biani alleges was never part of the original lease agreement. Biani claims in the lawsuit that Patterson had forced him off the property and had, quote-unquote, commandeered his business. Oh, how dare you? You have forced me off the property, and now you have taken over my business. Now, included in the Kemah lawsuit was something called Exhibit E, a notice of default and termination of lease from 409 Bradford LLC. So this is Patterson, right, who struck back. Okay, now the notice dated June 9th lists several reasons for the lease termination, including several issues related to fire safety standards, because it wouldn't have the Trump name on it if it wasn't like an unsafe death trap. Okay, and then you also had the failure to execute a special addendum, which would have required a $125,000 payment to Patterson that Biani didn't really want to make. So once again, we got cheapness too, which is a Trump trait. Interesting. So, all right, there's a bunch of legal issues around here, but what about the immigration stuff? I think that's pretty important. Well, we're leading up to that. So now the notice from Patterson about the termination of lease for that particular property notes that, well, look, one of the reasons that we had to cancel that is because he just got arrested by ICE. That's right. Quote, we have been notified that Roland Biani is currently detained by ICE and his green card has been revoked. he is no longer recognized as a lease leader or authorized representative of Trump Burger Kema LLC. Oops. Yeah.
Whoopsie.
That seems like a bit of a problem here. Okay. Now, in an interview with The Record on Monday, July 7th, Patterson said Banny was in ICE custody for approximately 7 weeks and that he was recently released on bond. Why did he get arrested by ICE? I mean, that is the question, right? Since he did have a green card. Well, The Record had obtained a letter from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to a woman in East Bernard who claimed to be the wife of Roland Beanie. The letter, dated January 29th, notified the woman that USCIS intends to revoke approval for the I-130 form, petition for alien relative, that she had filed back in 2021 so that Beanie could keep his green card. The letter said USCIS conducted an investigation into the marriage and found, among other things, that none of these documents or other evidence show that you and Roland Beanie ever actually lived together during your purported marriage. Oh, so this guy comes over from Lebanon using a sham marriage, which, yes, does happen, got together with another immigrant to create a Donald Trump-themed restaurant, and now, because of being caught in that sham marriage, he might be getting kicked out under the Trump administration. Oops. Again, there's so much here.
Whoopsie.
There's the hungry leopards, and they ain't eating at Trump Burger. That's for sure. Now, by the way, Trump Burger, it's not a joke. This was an homage to President Donald Trump. Features things like American flags, Trump references, even like a Trump impersonator. So they went all out. In fact, there was one reviewer of the restaurant that had written this. Quote, as with most aspects of Trump Burger, a menu isn't just a menu. It takes jabs and attempts to drive political points home with brutish humor. The Biden Burger, which is reportedly now the Harris Burger on its Houston menu, features a 1-ounce beef patty topped with an old tomato and the oldest buns available due to cheating and inflation. Really? Listed under an illustration of former President Joe Biden with a red X over his face, the burger is priced at a very random $50.99. When asked about it, a cashier was like, nah, it's a joke. It's not a real dish. You can't actually order a Biden burger. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, the reviewer ends by saying, if you're someone who voted for Trump and supports his administration's many compromising decisions, this place is likely for you. Fun. That's definitely on the places to avoid. Okay. But all right. So that said, we're going to get to the other important part here, and that's the actual Trump organization, which I'm sure, it can't be thrilled about this, right? Well, that would be correct. They're not thrilled. In fact, they were sent a cease and desist letter back in February, on February 3rd, which reads, quote, we were surprised to learn that you have been frequently infringing upon the Trump organization's valuable and well-established intellectual property, right, by operating at least 3 restaurants under the Trump name and brand. This use risks misleading the public into falsely believing that your business is affiliated with the Trump organization or endorsed by our clients. You know what's funny is that as far as a review goes on the food, apparently the food was bland. Shocker. It wasn't very good, which kind of tracks. I mean, what would be then the difference between the Trump organization operating in a real Trump burger and this Trump burger? I mean, other than who the money goes to, and I think that's the most important point, there wouldn't be a whole lot of differences. Just saying. Now, the letter then demanded that the business, of course, stop using the Trump name, brand, and trademarks, and to remove all references to the Trump name and all website, social media, marketing, and communication materials. So, it also demanded a full accounting of all revenues generated directly or indirectly from your unlawful use of the Trump name, brand, or trademark. Look, these aren't the only legal troubles facing Bieni, but this man, I mean, he's in a world of trouble, and I can't say he didn't earn any of it. He absolutely did. I mean, again, alleged sham marriage, okay? All these different lawsuits that he's launching against people, and that people are pushing back with countersuits, and again, world of trouble. And add into the fact that he is an immigrant. I mean, if you're an immigrant and you support Donald Trump, you might not be the smartest person in the room. And you might also be next on the list of people that his administration is going to deport or send to CCOT. So I'm just saying that the leopards, they're meeting his face. And them leopards are hungry. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.